Hey guys, welcome to your practice today. Today's flow is just going to be a quick little flow that you can maybe do in the middle of the day, whether you're feeling a little bit tired, just to get like a little bit of more energy moving throughout the body. It's going to be very basic, very just loosening up, and getting the energy moving again. So all we need today for the practice is just a block or a Tupperware, just something that you can squeeze, and it won't give way to its shape. So just grabbing hold of that, and then let's begin in child's pose. So just taking the knees as wide as the mat, bringing the big toes to touch, walking the hands forward as you drop the forehead down towards the mat. Okay, let's keep it an active child's pose, so lifting the elbows from the mat and just walking the hands further away from the body, but still keeping the hips connected back onto the heels. And just beginning to tune into your breath. Taking full inhales and exhales. And with each exhale, just beginning to feel the hips drop more and more back onto the heels. Feeling the connection of the belly onto the thighs. And just beginning to tune into your natural rhythm. Just noticing how the body is feeling, noticing how the breath moves throughout the body. And just with each exhale, just beginning to clear out the mind, letting go of any thoughts, letting go of what you still have to do. And just coming to an area of peace, an area of stillness. Beautiful, guys. On your next inhale, slowly taking that left hand overhead. And then exhale to thread it in between the gap, bringing that left temple onto the mat. Slowly coming back to center. Inhale, take that left hand up. And exhale to place it down onto the mat. Over towards the right side. Inhale, right hand goes up. And exhale to thread it in between the gap, right temple down onto the mat. And again, inhale to lift all the way up. And exhale down, come back to child's pose. Slowly rounding up, coming to tabletop. And then gently just turning to come to lie down onto your back. Making sure that that block is handy or the Tupperware is handy. And gently now extending the legs to a 90-degree angle. Grabbing hold of that block and just placing it, taking the second shorter side or second longer side, and placing it in between the feet. So if the hamstrings are tight, you're more than welcome to have a slight bend into the knees. Squeeze the block in between the feet. You're going to inhale, take the hands overhead. Exhale to reach up, grabbing hold of the block. And then gently taking the black block behind you again. Exhale to come up. Place the block in between the feet. Inhale, come down. So just move with your own breath. Each exhale, you're grabbing hold of the block or placing the block there. And just moving a little bit slower than what you'd normally go. Really engage in the core. Keep that tailbone on the mat. Beautiful, guys. Just doing a couple more here. Beautiful. And then slowly coming back up. Last one. And then just removing the block alongside you. Bringing the knees in towards the chest. And just giving yourself a good squeeze. And then slowly moving the hands underneath the knees. And gently just rocking up and down the spine. And now with control, what you're going to do is place the feet firmly onto the mat, and you're going to lift yourself up into Utkatasana. If you can't do it without the hands on the mat, that's fine. Just place the hands there. And when you're ready, slowly rolling forward, coming up. Inhale, Utkatasana, sink low. And then exhale, forward fold. Beautiful. And then gently bending into the knees, just grabbing opposite elbows and slowly swaying from side to side. Beautiful, guys. Gently releasing the hands onto the mat, slowly walking the feet back to your high plank, and gently dropping the knees in between onto the mat, dropping chest in between the hands. Inhale to lift up to cobra. And exhale, roll back, downward facing dog. Beautiful, guys. If your heels aren't touching the mat, that's fine. Keep a micro bend into the knees. Otherwise, sending chest towards thighs. Beautiful. Gently dropping the knees down onto the mat as you set up for your tabletop position. Moving with the own breath. Inhale to look up. Exhale, round, take gaze towards navel. Inhale again to look up. Exhale, round. So as always, just moving with your own breath, feeling the movement of the spine. Beautiful. And coming to a neutral spine, extending that left leg behind you, toes facing the mat. Activate the glute muscle. When you're ready, sending that right arm forward. Don't collapse into the left shoulder. Stay strong. And just hold here. Slowly releasing, taking it over to the other side, extending that right leg forward. Find your balance first, toes facing the mat. And when you're ready, extending left hand forward. Once again, don't collapse into that right shoulder. Activate the glute muscle. And slowly releasing everything down, gently pushing back, child's pose. Inhale to ripple back forward. And then slowly tucking the toes, lifting the knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. Taking that right leg up behind you. Inhale. Exhale to step it in between the hands. Slowly releasing that left knee down towards the mat, setting up for your low lunge. Inhale, hands go up. So try to keep the back as straight as you can. We're not taking a micro bend here. Palms facing one another. And slowly bringing the hands onto the mat, straightening out through that front leg, half Hanumanasana. Inhale to come forward, hands reach up. Exhale, hands onto the mat, slowly straightening out. Last one, inhale to come forward, hands go up. And keeping the hands lifting, palms facing one another, tucking the toes, lifting the knee as you set up for your crescent lunge. Beautiful. Bringing both hands onto the mat, taking that right leg behind you. Inhale. Exhale, release down, downward facing dog. Slowly bringing the knees onto the mat, drop the chest in between the hands. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, roll over, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg goes up. Exhale, in between the hands, right knee down onto the mat. Gently setting up, low lunge, hands reach up. Hands onto the mat, straighten out through front leg. Exhale. Inhale to shift forward, hands go up. Hands onto the mat, straighten out through front leg. Inhale, come forward, hands go up. And stay strong here, palms facing one another, slowly tucking the toes, lifting the knee, crescent lunge. Beautiful. Bring hands onto the mat, left leg goes up, three-legged dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Slowly dropping onto the knees, chest in between the hands. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, roll over, push back, child's pose. Once again, feeling that connection of the belly onto the thighs. Walking the hands forward, you're keeping it an active child's pose. Elbows lifting from the mat. Beautiful. Slowly coming back into your tabletop position, moving through some cat and cow again. Inhale to look up. Exhale, round, gaze towards navel. Inhale, look up. Exhale to round. Beautiful. Inhale. And exhale. Coming to your neutral spine, tucking the toes, lifting the knee, downward facing dog. Inhale, left right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, sit up, crescent lunge, slowly stepping it in between the hands, both hands reaching up towards the sky. Now gently reaching back with the hands into an interlace. And just interlacing the fingers, releasing the index fingers, and taking the hands away from the body, sink the hips low. Gaze goes forward, push the chest forward. Now keeping that interlace, you're slowly going to kick that left leg up as we come into warrior 3. Okay, once again, staying strong. Beautiful. Slowly releasing, bringing both feet to meet. Inhale, hands reach up towards the sky. Exhale, swan dive forward, take a forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Slowly stepping that right foot back, followed by the left, high plank. Option to drop knees, chest and chin, or move through chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Taking left leg up towards the sky. Inhale. Exhale, crescent lunge. Step it in between the hands. Slowly lifting all the way up. Now gently reaching back with the hands into interlace again. Releasing the index fingers. Crossing all the other fingers. Drop the hips a little bit lower. And then slowly bouncing off that right leg as you come into warrior 3. Right leg lifting up. Keep the interlace. Both feet meet at the front of the mat. Release the hands. Inhale, hands go up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Take a forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Gently stepping left foot back, followed by right. High plank. Slowly dropping either chaturanga or knees, chest and chin. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful, guys. Slowly extending that left leg up towards the sky. Inhale. Exhale to step it in between the hands. Slowly rising all the way up, coming into your goddess squat. So toes are facing slightly out, heels are in. Bringing hands to heart center. And trying to just drop those hips sort of in line with the knees. So bend a little bit lower. Beautiful. Now straightening out through the legs. Bring the hands onto the hips. And then gently reaching the hands back into an interlace. Send the chest forward. Exhale, take a forward fold. Once again, you want to keep the palms together. Move the arms away from the back so you get a little bit deep in your forward fold. If you'd like, you can make your stance a little bit wider. Otherwise, just keep it short. And gently releasing the hands onto the hips, slowly lifting yourself all the way back up. And now gently turning to take Trikonasana onto right side. So turning the feet, the right foot 90 degrees. Left toes are parallel with the mat. Then hinging from the right hip, extending that right hand, dropping it onto the mat or the shin, left hand at 12. So you can close the left eye here to just see if the arm is in line with the shoulder. Beautiful, gently lifting all the way up. Turning onto Trikonasana onto left side now, so make the right foot parallel with the mat. Hinging from that left hip. Right hand goes to 12. Beautiful, guys. Gently lifting all the way up. Hands come back onto the hips. Turning the toes so that they're pigeon-toed again. And then exhale, take a fold. And now gently releasing the hands to grab the ankles, elbows out towards the side. Bending a little bit lower, trying to get the head onto the mat. And slowly lifting up, placing the hands into the midline. You're leaving the left hand into the middle, right hand reaches up to 12. Slowly changing sides, right hand down, left hand goes up. Beautiful, both hands onto the mat. You can choose to keep your hands here on the mat as we just move through some low lunges back and forth. Otherwise, you can lift up the hands, bringing them to heart center, and just doing a couple of skandasanas here. And then when you're ready, coming back towards the front of the mat, take that left leg up towards the sky. Inhale. Exhale, place it down, downward facing dog. Bring in the big toes to touch, knees as wide as the mat. Let's take child's pose. Walk the hands forward. Once again, feeling the connection of the belly onto the thighs. Beautiful. Slowly lifting all the way up and gently coming back into your tabletop, tucking toes, lifting the knees, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg goes up towards the sky. Exhale, in between the hands, back into your crescent lunge, slowly lifting all the way up. Now you're going to bring the hands to heart center. Take the left elbow past that right knee as you come into your twisting crescent. So twist from the torso here. Try to keep the hands in line with the chest if you can. And now gently with control, you're going to step that left foot to meet the right as you come into Utkatasana with a twist. Beautiful. Inhale to come up, Utkatasana, both hands lifting. Hands to heart center, exhale, taking it over to the other side. Right elbow goes past left knee, twist over towards left side. And now slowly lifting up that right leg as you gently step it back to your crescent lunge. Beautiful. Inhale to reach up, hands go up towards the sky. Exhale, hands onto the mat. Take that left leg up, three-legged dog. Gently releasing down, downward facing dog. Coming forward, high plank. Either dropping knees, chest and chin, or chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, roll over the toes, come to child's pose. Beautiful, guys. Gently lifting all the way up, lifting the hips away from the heels. Just moving the knees so that they're hip width distance apart. Bringing the hands onto the small of the back, toes, hands facing up. And gently pushing the hips forward as you take the head back. So we're not going into full camel here, we're just holding the back here. And gently coming all the way back, dropping hips onto the heels, walking hands forward, back into child's pose. Beautiful, guys. Slowly just lifting up, making your way onto your bum. Okay, then bringing the knees up into the chest. And then taking the two peace fingers around the big toes. So if you can't straighten the legs and hold the toes, that's fine. You're just going to hang out like this. Otherwise, if you want, you can straighten the legs, keep hold of the toes wherever you are. If the legs are straight, just make sure the shoulders aren't scrunched up towards the ears. Keep the gaze at the toes. Activate the core. You're just balancing on the sit bones now. Beautiful, guys. If the legs are straight, slowly bending into the knees. Everyone releasing hands alongside the body. Activate through the feet. So we're either going to stay here for 5 breaths with the knees bent at 90, or if you want, you can straighten the legs, holding here for 5 breaths. Beautiful. If the legs are straight, bending into the knees, slowly placing the feet onto the mat, just making sure the feet are hip width distance apart. Taking the hands behind you, choosing to either keep the fingers facing you or fingers behind you, just depending on wrist. As you inhale, you're going to lift up the hips. If you want, you can drop the head back. Exhale, drop down. Do 2 more like this. Inhale to lift up hips. Maybe the head goes back. Exhale, down. Last one. Inhale to lift up hips. And again, holding up for 3 breaths. Beautiful, and slowly releasing all the way down. Extending the legs towards the front of the mat, taking that right foot into the inside of the left leg. And then slowly just walking the hands forward, gently taking Janu A. So you can choose to keep it active or passive. Yeah, if you're keeping it active, keep the gaze at the toes. Passive, you're more than welcome to drop the head down towards the knee. Beautiful. Slowly lifting all the way up, gently moving that right foot over the left knee. Just going to hug the right knee over towards right side. You can just stay like this, or if you want, take the elbow past as you twist over. Gaze goes over right shoulder. And slowly coming forward, just counteracting the twist, twisting over towards left side. And then gently releasing both feet to meet, just removing the flesh from underneath the sit bones. And exhale, let's take a passive forward fold, gently dropping the head down, rounding through the back. Inhale to lift all the way up. Gently placing that left foot on the inside of the right knee. And then when you're ready, walking the hands forward, slowly taking forward fold. Inhale to lift up. And then gently moving that left foot over that right knee. Again, hugging that knee, twisting over towards the left side, or taking the left elbow past. Inhale brings you forward. Exhale to just counter the twist, twisting over towards right side. And then slowly releasing both feet to meet. Let's take one last forward fold. Again, keep it passive here. If you want more, you're more than welcome to take the block past the feet, holding the block, and then gently just stretching forward. Otherwise, just hold the toes or a strap. And gently coming back, coming to lie down onto your back, hugging knees in towards the chest. And just taking happy baby here, so holding the outside edges of the feet, working the knees in towards the armpits. Try to keep the connection of the lower back onto the mat, and if you want, you can slowly just rock from side to side. And then gently crossing right ankle over left, holding the outside edges of the feet, pulling the knees in towards the chest. So you want to feel the stretch into the outer hip. And slowly changing sides, crossing left over right. Again, pulling the knees as close as you can in towards the chest. Keep the lower back on the mat. Beautiful, and slowly releasing, just taking the feet as wide as the mat now. And then gently dropping the knees over one side and then taking them over to the other. So just windshielding the legs here a bit. And then when you're ready, slowly straightening the legs out, either placing the hands onto the belly or alongside you, closing the eyes as you set up for your Shavasana. Taking a deep inhale through the nose, and as you exhale, just feeling the body melt down onto the mat. Just letting go of any stresses. And always just remembering to come back to your breath. When the breath slows down, we begin to slow down. And just beginning to notice how the body is now feeling. Taking another full inhale here through the nose. And just exhale, side up through mouth. Feeling the shoulders relax down. Feeling the tension in the face relax. If you'd like, you can choose to stay in Shavasana a little bit longer. Otherwise, if you're ready, as on your next inhale, reaching the hands overhead, stretching out through the fingers and through the toes. And as you exhale, bring your knees in towards the chest. And then keeping the eyes closed, just gently making your way up to a seated position in any way that feels more comfortable for you. And then gently just bringing hands to heart center in prayer. Taking another full inhale through the nose. Exhale, side out through mouth. I thank you, I honor you, and I respect you. Namaste. Thank you guys for practicing. We hope you enjoyed the quick little flow. And we look forward to seeing you guys very soon. Beautiful. Have a lovely rest of your day.